All right. Hey guys.
Hey, hey.
Happy Tuesday. It's the beginning of November. I thank you for being here with us on this fine Tuesday afternoon, evening. I want to briefly introduce ourselves. We are Billy and Amelia Roper. Um,
Husband and wife team.
yeah, we've been here for about 3.5 years with Bravenly and have really seen the momentum that we are going through. And I wanted to let Holly Arnold, she is also in Georgia. We're in North Georgia, but she's a little bit further north than we are. We want to let her kind of share with you guys why she is here, why she planted her flag at Bravenly, kind of the timing of where we are with the company, because she has had experience before in other network marketing ventures. And so I'm just going to let her share with you all why why Bravenly and why now.
Take it away.
Hey friends. Well, thank thank you. Yeah, I'm so sorry about the lighting. I will be completely transparent. We had to make the call of we're not going to make it home in time for the call because after soccer we decided to go eat Mexican instead. So we went to the Mexican restaurant because I forgot to put our dinner in the crock pot 8 hours ago. So such is life. So anyway, yes, my name is Holly. I've actually been with Bravenly for about 2.5 years. And I'm about an hour north of Billy and Amelia. I'm in Mineral Bluff or outside of Blue Ridge, if you are familiar with the North Georgia area. And I will tell you, network marketing, Bravenly, it was not in the plan at all. At all. I will tell you by career, by profession, if you will, I was in education. I worked in education for a really long time. That was like the end game. That was the goal. So a little bit of background on that. I taught middle school. I worked in if you're local to Georgia, I worked in Cobb County schools for um about 7 years. And then I worked at Cobb's district office. I oversaw their ESOL program for a couple of their areas that they have in the district. And then I worked in Fulton for 1 year. I taught elementary for 1 year. And then I was a professor at Kennesaw State. And during my time at Kennesaw State, I really branched out. I started doing some education consulting. And I worked with the U.S. Department of State in Georgetown on an initiative where we would kind of just pair or partner with embassies in different countries. And so I've worked in about 9 different countries, 5 different continents, training teachers. So that was my thing. Like when I tell you, like I've even got my doctorate in education. I was gonna be a teacher forever and ever. But you know how scripture says we make plans, but the Lord determines our steps. Well, the Lord had me two-step into a different career path for sure. So, you know, I love what I did. I love what I did. And I'll be very honest, COVID changed a lot of things. And it really changed the climate of higher education. And I will be completely transparent and tell you that I knew the Lord was calling me out of that, and I didn't know what that looked like or what the next steps would be. But there came a time. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to my little my my phone is should be charging and I don't know that it is. There we go. Okay. I saw I was at 10%. I was about to get worried. um but what I can tell you is that the Lord very clearly closed the door and I was like, okay, okay. Now we had lived in Metro Atlanta for about a decade during that time, while I was teaching down there. And after we first moved up here to Mineral Bluff, I'm originally from Blairsville, but I was still commuting. I was commuting. I would have 14-hour days some days. I would, 2 hours down in that fun Metro Atlanta traffic, 2 hours back. I would have classes on and off all day long. And it was rough because I was like things like this, soccer practices, being able to go eat dinner with my family. I missed all of it. I missed bedtimes. And it literally was that case for a couple years. Long enough for me to really know in my gut that that something needed to change. And keep in mind, I love what I did. Training teachers, working with students. That's something I love to do. But I love my family more. And, not having that time with my kiddos. I mean, I will tell you, I actually missed my son's first steps. And that is something that, like, it kills me to this day, because the fact of the matter was, I thought that I was witnessing his first steps. And I learned later that he had actually walked, I think, a few days prior, but no one had the heart to tell me that, because I was working, and they knew that it would crush me to know that I had missed something like that. And it was moments like that, just all of these special times that I was missing. And so, I had dabbled in network marketing before. I say dabbled as in I was on a hamster wheel, work harder, right? Like trying to figure it out, trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing. And I just never getting anywhere. And so, you know what? I had resigned from my position at the university, and I thought, you know what? We were homeschooling. We moved to Mineral Bluff. We've got goats, we've got chickens, I've got stuff to keep me busy. This will be great. No, we learned very, very quickly that we are not a one income family. Very, very quickly. A budget will only stretch so far, right? Just like a rubber band. It'll only stretch so far until like it snaps, right? And so I will tell you, I was ready to leave network marketing. It was not an income source that I thought would be viable for me. I thought that, well, I've not had success before. It's not going to happen for me in this industry. So I was like, I'm gonna, I was with a company at that time, and I often make the joke that it's almost like I was paying them to just let me be there, because that's how much money I was not making, right? So I remember one night, May of 2023, I was laying in my bed. It was like 2:30 in the morning. Like I should have been asleep, but I was not, and I was scrolling, the doom scrolling on my phone. But what I was doing, honestly, was looking for remote positions that I could do from home. And because of my field in education, there are not positions for me here, like at the nearby colleges, or like even in some of the school districts. There's not stuff that I can do, And I'll be honest, whenever you get a taste of not having that 9 to 5, you really enjoy not having that 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Like, especially in education. I don't know if you guys know this, but teachers, we cannot go to the bathroom whenever we want during the school day. Like we have to find someone to watch our students or our class. Like even at the university, like we have to take breaks. Like it's a whole thing. And so the thought of going into another 9 to 5, it kind of left a pit in my stomach. And I just remember, okay, Amazon Prime, those of you who are in North Georgia, a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, Amazon Prime was not here. DoorDash was not here. There were not options here, right? And I kid you not, a few days later, Bravenly showed up in my stories, one of my friends, and she was talking about gold. And she was like, oh, inflammation, it'll help with that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, man, I've got so much inflammation. Like I knew I had, and I was going through a very big health struggle, health stuff, if you will. And I reached out to her very reluctantly, and she sent me some samples. She was like, hey, here's some gold, here's some Ignite. Just try these, just try these. Let me tell you, the gold, I know it works different for every single person, but that also just so happened to be around the time when I decided to take up running. To give you reference, I live on top of a mountain on a gravel road. That's not the ideal running conditions unless you are running from a wild animal. You don't run for joy or pleasure living in the woods, right? Like you just run from stuff. So I will tell you, I had a pain in my hip for like 7 months. I went to the chiropractor. I did you name it, I tried it. Holistic, I tried so many different things. I smelled like menthol for a while. Like I tried everything. Let me tell you, I tried gold for 2 or 3 days, and I reached back out to my friend and I said, what is this stuff? Like, what is this stuff? Because my hip doesn't hurt anymore, and I don't know what you've given me, but it is literal gold. And she said, did you try the Ignite yet? And I'm like, no, I'm going to try it tomorrow. She was like, okay. Well, my friends, if you have or have not tried Ignite, rule of thumb is to start with one. No, for me, I'm one of those go big or go home kind of people. So I started with 2. And let me tell you, if I could have reshingled my roof, I probably would have. I remember deep cleaning a lot of different things. I remember like I called my husband. I'm like, hey, if I Google how to retile the bathroom, do you think I could do it? And he was like, I'm sorry, what have you, what? And so I am telling you, Ignite was that get up and go. Like it caught my attention as well. Like the gold, okay, my hip doesn't hurt anymore. I got it. The Ignite, like what is happening? And so I reached out to my friend. I said, you need to tell me more. You need to tell me more. You have my attention with the products. And long story short, I never intended to build a business here. I even told them, I said, I'll sign up just for the discount. But you know what? I made one post. I left my other company. I made one post about Bravenly. And I was like, okay, I found it. I have found, and the way I describe it is coming here to Bravenly. It was kind of like, like when you go on vacation and your feet touch the sand for the first time and you can smell the salt water and you can hear the ocean and your shoulders just kind of lower and you just kind of feel the stress go off, off your back. And you're just like, it was a good idea to come here. This feels good. That was how it felt when I came to Bravenly. And that is how it has felt ever since then. And it's been absolutely incredible. And what is amazing. Okay. So just to kind of speak on truly what is here. So you guys know, like my background, like I said, is in education. I developed teacher training, teacher education programs in a lot of different capacities here and abroad. So I'm really, really picky when someone says they have good systems, because I'm like, but do you though? Like, really? You know what I mean? So I will tell you that I truly plugged in to the systems here, which are phenomenal. I have never had the amount of support, and coming from education, I've never had the amount of support in education or in any other company that we have here. And that is powerful, first of all, to know that our leaders literally lock arms with us and we rise together. And that is, I think that's just rare in life, in our world nowadays. But what is amazing, okay? So you guys, you've heard already like my background or lack thereof in network marketing. And what is amazing is that just plugging in, leaning in to what we have here, right? Praying over all of it for sure, right? I was like, Lord, I don't know what you're doing, but okay, here we go. And I will tell you that, so my team, we're under Carly Foster, and I enrolled in May. And by the time, end of July, August, we were the fastest growing team in her organization. And I'm like, I remember hearing that and I remember thinking, I don't understand. Like all we're doing is, following the system, the AT3, like we're locking arms, we're doing this, we're doing like, it's the things that that corporate has created and provided. And so it's just that side of things was absolutely amazing. And one of the things that I think is truly makes Bravenly stand out, again, from a professional perspective too, systems are very important. Like I'll put on my educator hat for a second, right? Because let's be honest, network marketing is a skill set. There are so many different things that we have to learn in network marketing. There is strategy. There are certain verbiage techniques, just things for us to learn it as a skill set. This has been the first company that has set its people up well to learn that skill set. And I mean, I'm someone who loves to learn, like just teach me and I'll do it, right? This has been, again, the first place where I've been able to learn that skill set. But again, a lot of that has to do with the systems that are in place, the resources that are available, the things where we really are taught the skill set. And that way, because we talk about duplication a lot, right? If we learn, then we can duplicate. And that's the thing. It's absolutely beautiful. And I will tell you, I'm just kind of, wrapping it up, just in terms of momentum, because we talk about, if you've been in the industry for a while, you always hear about momentum, all of this stuff, right? I will tell you, my last company, they said we were in momentum for like, I don't know, a long time. And nothing ever changed. And they'd been around for a long time before that. And like the numbers weren't changing. And I remember thinking, how is this momentum? You know what I mean? But but what I can tell you is that now being here in this particular at this particular time, this moment in time, if you will, for such a time as this, or whichever phrase you want, right? Um, and I know it's very bold to say, kind of cliche, but I've never seen timing like this before. Truly, truly. There's 1,000 people that live in my town. I'm in small town North Georgia, even farther north than some of you guys, right? And the way it is growing, it is blowing my mind. We actually have expanded my little old team. We're quote unquote international now. We have broken into Canada. Like, what? I have never, and I think there's a couple different reasons why, but I've never seen this kind of growth before. I think one, Bravenly, truthfully, is the answer to what a lot of people are looking for. Our compensation plan is amazing, so people are going to get paid well, right? But we have products that work and that help people feel better. There are so many people who just want to keep their lights on, right? They just want to, you know, put gas in their car, which I'm going to have to do after this call because my car is on while I'm doing this. But, they want to be able to go to the grocery store and not have to check their account every single time, right? Those, that this particular moment in time for that inflation being crazy, so many people are looking for a company like what we have here. So there is already that need for it, right? We just have to find the people who are looking for hope, who are looking for something more, right? And so there is that aspect of it. But when it comes to just where we are and how we are growing, the strategic growth, and I know Amelia can attest to this too, just the strategic growth, the strategies that we have seen corporate lay out every single year, it's truly mind-blowing because it's not just oh, hey, we're going to do this. Bravenly's like, hold on, we're going to do this because, it's not just, hey, we've got a product, it's going to do one thing. No, it's, hey, we've got a product and it's going to do amazing thing, like 5 or 6 or 10 different things with ingredients that blows people's minds, and they are high impact. So I feel like, the momentum stage, just being able to witness, the growth that we're having. And again, I will tell you, I want to say in September and October, we've had, I don't know, 6. I know I've enrolled 6 or 7 different brand partners and affiliates in just 2 months. I remember being at other companies. And if I got one new business partner over the course of a year, I was really excited. And they were calling that momentum, right? Like, no, people are looking for this, and Bravenly is the answer. And that is what is really incredible. So the hope that people are truly seeking out, but also, like I said, where we are in this moment as Bravenly is growing, it's not that $1 billion company yet, right? We are in the millions, but we're going to be that billion with a B dollar company. And now, seeing kind of who is flocking here, the top leaders of other companies, the president of the Association of Network Professionals, like people like that are coming here, people coming out of retirement, industry legends coming out of retirement because they want to build here. That's one of the things where, like, I didn't truly understand it at first, but the longer I've been here, you start to see, and you're like, oh, I get it. This is some amazing stuff that we have going on. So anyway, friends, thank you so much for inviting me to hop on and speak. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. I always love hearing your story, and I know that you, like you said, you can attest to where we are with Bravenly's timing, which is why it is super important. I never want to use the term to get in early or anything like that, but timing is definitely on our side, and so I definitely want to put that out there. And as of today, November 4th, this is the day that the video is made, through the 9th at midnight, there's actually a promotion, and I just want to lay this out there. If anybody watches the replay, that there is a promotion where if you join with one of our launch packs, you're going to get a free bag of our limited time lemonade. So just putting that out there. for anybody watching the replay. Like I said, that offer does end November 9th, 2025 at
Mhm.
midnight. So, anyway, if you do watch this and you have questions, make sure you get with whoever invited you or share the replay with you. Thank you everyone for
Yeah,
hopping
thank you,
on,
guys.
and thank you Holly for
Yeah.
being with us. And
Yes, thank you.
we will talk to you guys later.
All right.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.